What's going on, everyone? I'm your host Corey and you're watching Living with the Wilsons. It's just gonna be me today, but Janine will pop in here probably towards the end just to check out the progress of what's going on. So we are going to be installing some knobs and handles on the cabinetry behind us. So a little bit of the backstory behind the whole thing is that we didn't have knobs installed on the cabinets when we bought the house and had the house built and everything, picked everything out. In fact, I don't even remember if it was an option to have them. Some builders have knobs that you can choose from, some charge you extra for them, some don't have them at all. It just all depends on your actual builder's specifications of what they have available. We didn't have knobs. Like I said, I can't even remember if we had them as an option or not, but Janine scoured all over the place looking at all different kinds of knobs. She would buy knobs here and there, just, or a knob and a handle one at a time, and bring them home. We'd take a look at them, we'd see what what we liked, what we didn't like. There was a lot of them that we didn't like, and we ended up returning them, and we finally settled on these. These came from a surplus store that's close to us, and she really hit the jackpot when she found these. These ones really went with the style of what she was looking for and what I liked as well. So she did a great job in picking that out. And now it's going to be my task to install them. She did her part, now it's time for me. And the reason I'm doing the video is because this is something that you at home watching this can do. And it's really easy to do, and it's actually going to change the look dramatically of the cabinets. Even if you have handles and knobs on your cabinets already, just changing them out with new ones, it makes a huge difference. So to get started on this, obviously you need the knobs and the handles that you've picked out, and 2 of them are not going to be enough. So we got a couple more right there. Also, you're going to need a drill. Going to need some templates. Now obviously the tools, this and this is not going to be necessary if you already have the holes in your cabinetry and you're just replacing the existing handles. But these are for to be able to mark where you're going to put the holes and stuff like that. Now there's all different kinds that you can get from the store. They're really cheap. I just picked up, so this was a set that I had from a couple houses ago that I owned, a really cheap set. It's a smaller set, but because of the size of the handle here, I picked up these. Came as a kit, both of them, and it actually came with the drill bit already. So if you don't have a drill bit, one thing you can do is pick up a kit. These kits are really cheap and inexpensive, and it has all different kinds of bits, and it's really handy to have when you have a drill, obviously. If you don't have this stuff, go visit your neighbor Carl and see if he'll let you borrow his. Don't be that neighbor that never returns them. If you do borrow it from your neighbor, make sure you bring it back right away. Don't be that person. So, but we're not going to be using this because ours came with the drill bit, and these are the ones we're going to use. We're not going to use these ones. These were just, I pulled these out just so you can see them. Screwdriver. This is a multi-purpose screwdriver. It's got all different kinds of bit heads on it that you can use to select from. Recommend you have these in your drawer in your kitchen somewhere. Everybody's got a junk drawer. Just have one of these in there. It's really handy to have. You can just grab it real quick and find the one you need and use it, rather than going through a toolbox with all the different kinds of ones on it. You're going to need something to mark the position of where you're going to drill, either a marker or a pen, whatever works. Tape measure, very important. Got to have a tape measure. And I like to use some blue painter's tape, and I'll show you why in a minute. So let's get started on marking these and actually getting it drilled and installed. Like I said, it's real easy to do, and it's something you can do at home. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to show you is how to do the doors. Now, with the doors, we have decided to put the handles on. Some people put these on the drawers, some people will put them on the doors. We chose to go on the door. And it's real simple and easy when you use this template right here. Now, I mentioned there's 2 different templates. This one right here is for the drawers, and this is for the doors. Drawers, doors, drawers, doors. So if you look right here, there's 2 edges, and it is 2-sided. So it doesn't matter if you're doing this side or this side, it's going to work. Now we're going to do this one first. And one tip that I like to do is I like to mark the holes that I'm going to be working with. Just makes it that much easier to know right off the bat which holes without trying to put it up here and line it up and guess, make sure you're centered. So I did all that ahead of time. Measured the width of this to find out what it was and just divided it. And then I put this up here to find out which one met up in the center. And that's it right there. So the drill bit does not fit through the hole. So you got to mark these. That's where tape comes in. Just hold this up here real quick because I don't want to make a big mark on the cabinet itself. So I'd rather mark the tape that you can just pull right off, just in case you do go a little overboard, because you can use a pen, which is not going to work on my particular cabinets. So I would have to use a marker. And if you go a little overboard with the marker and make it too big, it may not cover up completely and you may not be able to get it wiped off. So just be on the safe side, I always use a little bit of masking tape. I do the same thing when I'm hanging stuff on the walls rather than right on the walls. I put up the masking tape or painter's tape, whatever, either or. So I write on this, not the wall. Same type of situation here. So this is about where we're gonna go. All we gotta do is hold it up and you got your 2 holes marked. And that's it. As you can see, the cabinet's going to go right there. So you got the corner of the cabinet, the corner of the edges right here, and that's it. So now you have the marks. Now, another tip you might want to take note of, if you just go ahead and put this up here, and you hit the trigger to start the drill bits have a tendency of wandering, so you may not be exactly where you want. So it's always best that you put a little indentation exactly where you want to go, because the drill bit will sit in that indentation and you'll get a better chance of it not walking off of your actual mark. And there's multiple different ways you do it. You can do it with, they make special tools that you pull and it pops it, or you just a punch type thing. I'm just going to use my screwdriver right here with a Phillips screwdriver. Just make a little bit of an indentation. It's simple as that. And then I start it. I don't go all the way through because you don't want to hit the glasses and stuff on the other side and break it, because your wife might get mad at you. So hold it open. Make sure you're holding this level, by the way. And keep your fingers clear. Okay, on the back side, you're going to notice that there is a little bit of a ridge type or blowout there, it's called. Just go ahead and smooth that with your finger. Take your tape off. Always run my finger over it a little bit just to knock the edges off. You don't want to use sandpaper or anything on it and ruin your finish. Most of these will send you with 2 different size screws. You'll have a long screw and a short screw. That is because of all different thicknesses, and it's made to accommodate them. Now with the long screw, you're probably not going to see this. Yeah, it's not going to focus. But there are some ridges where you can break these screws off at certain length intervals, and that's so that if you have one that's like way too long and you're never going to be able to tighten it up, you can actually break the bolt off where you need it so it'll tighten up. It's real handy. It's a smart thing to actually do rather than include all these different sizes. So you just got 2 main sizes and one that's adjustable basically. So all we're going to do is put it through, take the handle, start screwing it on, take the second one, and start screwing that one on. Snug it down, don't over tighten it. Just want it tight enough so that the screws aren't going to move around on you. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's that simple. And you're going to do that for each one of the doors. And before you know it, all the doors will be done. Now, doesn't that look much better than this one? I think she did a great job of finding these ones. So next, let's move our attention to a drawer, and I'll show you how to do the drawers. Okay, so first thing I like to do, just put a towel in here. You can use just whatever kind of towel. I'm just using a paper towel. Let's go ahead and put a piece of tape about halfway. It may not be exactly halfway, but it's thick enough. I'm pretty sure it's right around the halfway mark. And then you go ahead and measure, and you mark your measure your width. Subtract that, divide that by 2. And this right here, this mark up here is going to be the halfway mark, so that's basically where we want to line these holes up. And this is pretty much the halfway of this. So I made a mark on the top here, which is halfway. So I know when I put this on top, it's halfway. I already got that marked. That's where it's going to go. We're going to drill our hole, and this is where this knob is going to go. So the process is the same. Make a divot. Drill it. Make sure it's level. Pull that out with all the shavings. Now, we're going to grab, if I can find it, a little packet of 2 screws, same 2 screws. This particular one, we're going to use the longer screw, which you're generally going to use with the drawers because of how they're created. This is just a face that's tacked on or bolted onto the actual drawer itself, so they're always thicker. Pull our tape off, slide it through, and screwdriver. Get that where we want it. And get the screwdriver, there we go. Tighten it. Make sure it's going on straight. Once you get it tight enough, it's not going to turn anymore. Now that we got our knob on, we're going to take it and we're just going to go ahead and insert the drawer back in. Make sure it opens and closes properly, and that's all there is to it. If you got to fine adjust it, now would be the time. That's it. That's all there is to it. And just do the same thing for the rest of your drawers. Okay, so the project of adding the knobs and handles to the cabinets is done. Janine is back home. I actually did this in the time it took her to go to the store and come back, and now she's going to give us you know, basically her thought of whether she likes it or not. I hope she likes it because she picked the knobs and handles out, and we agreed upon it with what she picked out, so I hope she really does like it.
I mean, I may not like the placement of it though.
Well, she did kind of already see it since she walked in, and you can tell they're right behind us. But anyways, we're going to get her actual reaction on camera now. So let's switch over to Janine.
Hey guys. Okay, so I love it, love it, love it. I love the brush nickel of it. I love the knobs with it. It really pulls together the stainless steel appliances, and it's a good contrast, I think, from the dark wood and the lighter or light-ish granite, because it does have dark speckles. I think it really brings it all together. I absolutely love it. I feel like it really makes the kitchen not look so build-a-grade.
Yeah, it's way better than it was when we started, because they didn't put, I was talking about this earlier in the video, but did we actually have the option to purchase the knobs and handles from the builder?
I don't think so.
Because I don't remember it at all.
I don't think we did. Which I'm okay with that, because you get to add your own touch to it. but I think it looks nice and modern and timeless. And I mean, I really like it. I think at first I was on the fence about the difference with a knob versus a handle, but yet I think that it really comes together, you know?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people put the handles on these and the knobs on the doors, and we kind of did it backwards, but I've also seen it the other way around too, just like we did it. So it's...
Yeah, I like it.
I really like it too.
Yeah. Good job, babe.
It was really easy, like I showed you guys. This is something you can do. You can either change out what you already have, or you can, if you don't have anything, you can put these on. And the most expensive thing is buying the knobs, because knobs range anywhere in price from 99 cents to $12 a piece and up. So depending upon how fancy you want to get or where you find them, it's going to determine the cost. So there you go, guys. That's something quick and easy anybody can do. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Well, it could cost a lot of money depending upon how much you spend on the knobs and the handles, but that's totally up to you and what your budget will allow. Shop around. Like I said, we got these from a surplus store, so we got them pretty relatively inexpensive compared to what they should have cost us.
Yes, because on Amazon and also Home Depot, it was almost double the price.
Yeah, so we saved a lot of money by visiting a builder surplus store. So if you have one of those in your area, I definitely recommend checking them out. We had also looked at Home Depot and Lowe's and whatnot, and we just didn't really like any of the ones that they had there. And Janine had brought home a couple of different versions from the surplus store, and then that's how we ended up with what we have now.
Yes.
So, high five.
Woo!
Job one done. Stay tuned for more. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow us over on Instagram, living with the _Wilsons. I always get that wrong. So, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Bye, guys.